you my ride or die. Like a diamond, we will shine. Baby girl, it's you and I. Baby, I won't leave your side. Girl, you my ride or die. Like a diamond, we will shine. Baby girl, it's you and I. Baby, I won't leave your side.
I'm your TP, I'm the beach, you're the bikini, the remote control, you're the TV, DVD player, I'm the CD. I can see us closer than 3D. Girl, your love is sweeter than kiwi. I can be your Adam, you can be Eve. I'm gonna bite that apple, believe me. I've been searching hard for your love, like a miner digging for gold. And if haters were the ocean, we would stay afloat with the boats. And if you were 4 tires, I would let you ride on my road. If I were your stripper pole, would you work me until I'm rusty and old?
Oh yeah, right. You my ride or die. Like a diamond, we will shine. Baby girl, it's you and I. Baby, I won't leave your side. You my ride or die. Like a diamond, we will shine. Baby girl, it's you and I. Baby, I won't leave your side.
Angel eyes, you must be heaven sent. Our hearts had a collision and it, mind you, left a dent. This love is meant to happen, girl, it's not an accident. So if you give me your heart, I promise I will represent. You're my pieces, I'm your puzzle. You're my rain, I'm your puddles. You're my teddy bear like Snuggles. If it's team us, let's huddle. We can be strength in life struggles. You're my red nose with no muzzle. I can be the product, you can be the dollars. Girl, let's orchestrate this hustle.
Oh yeah, right. Girl, you my ride or die. Like a diamond, we will shine. Baby girl, it's you and I. Baby, I won't leave your side. You my ride or die. Like a diamond, we will shine. Baby girl, it's you and I. Baby, I won't leave your side.
I am directions, you would be the destination. If I were an employer, would you choose my occupation? I must be a shovel, cause I'm digging you penetration. Girl, your love's got a hold on me like procrastination. If I were your telescope, you'd be my shining star.
I'll be your king, you be my queen. Let's ride to the end, thick and thin. Girl, you are my wonder woman, the one that I'm living for. Girl, you know that I love you. Oh yeah, girl, you my ride or die. Like a diamond, we will shine. Baby girl, it's you and I. Baby, I won't leave your side. Girl, you my ride or die. Like a diamond, we will shine. Baby girl, it's you and I. Baby, I won't leave your side.
And I'm your TP, I'm the beach, you're the bikini, the remote control, you're the TV, DVD player, I'm the CD. I can see us closer than 3D. Girl, your love is sweeter than kiwi. I can be your Adam, you can be Eve. I'm gonna bite that apple, believe me. I've been searching hard for your love, like a miner digging for gold. And if haters were the ocean.
Wait for the dough. Girl, I want you wait for the dough. Wait for the dough. Like I put a boss for the chest. I wanna give you good loving, I don't wanna bite 10 flow. Your love like chicken fella, baby Jack and she clever. So girl, you all I want and all I need. Oh. I'm loving you, you loving me. Oh. And all that we were meant to be. Oh. And I in my beep. Cause you got me high. Cause you got me high. Your body on course, loving you is of course. Yeah, my baby you don't know it. Come to my room, let me compose. Yeah, your body on course, loving you is of course. Yeah, my baby you don't know it. Come to my room, let me compose. Yeah.
She your body bad and we know so. The way you slay everything gon' flick. And I want your body right now,
Goddamn, I'm so complete.
You got the juice, you got the sauce, we know. They say they bad, nobody bad out. Come show me love, come spot the dada. Rock all the waves for me and Jaja. I want you, come give me love, come give me loving. Come give me kiss, come do the rubbing. Show me the star, no to my talking. When we rock here and create and we do the fucking.
You got me high. You got me high. Your body on course. Loving you is of course. Yeah, my baby on a note. Come to my room, let me compose. Yeah, your body on course. Loving you is of course. Yeah, my baby on a note. Come to my room, let me compose. Yeah. You got me wishing, yeah. Wishing every day just to be with you. Baby, wait for me, yeah. I wanna take you go far away to the moon. The way your body go, wine for me slow, baby, kill the show. Yeah. And girl, I wanna know anything you need, baby, let me know. Yeah. Jelly, Adam with Eve, you make me ill apple. Dashi on my love, take it to the auto. Come in the market, asking for tinapa. Fire your penny in my head, man, you shot shooter. Break and slow one for me. Anytime you want, just call me. Yeah, turn around just for me. Don't make the ball for your love, then you got me high. You got me high. Nobody on course. Loving you is of course. Yeah, my baby on a note. Come to my room, let me compose. Yeah. Your body on course. Loving you is of course. Yeah, my baby on a note.
Money to our loved ones, friends, and family in Liberia. High fees, long lines in banks, the usual complaint of the system being down, such a waste of time and energy. That is why I was very happy when I learned that SendWave is now in Liberia. So now I can send money anytime from anywhere directly from my smartphone to the MTN Lone Star Cell mobile money account of a loved one, friend, or family within seconds for just a tiny fee. So download SendWave now to your phone from your Apple Store or Google Play Store. Add your details, and don't worry, they are very safe and secure. And start sending money today. Don't forget to insert the promo code COSTA to get free $5 credit added to your first transfer. SendWave is secure, super fast, and by far the most affordable way to send money to Liberia. I'm Henry P. Costa and a very happy customer. Thank you.
Liberia. Let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome wherever you are with a time exactly with you. 10:30 here in Liberia. I just don't know from your end where you are following us from. What's the exact time? But those watching us through the Facebook stream, or those following us through YouTube, those on SoundCloud, tune in, and whatsoever the platform is that you are following, or let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depends on your geographical location. Let me say welcome to yet another edition of the Costa Morning Show. Today is Wednesday, the 5th day of July 80, 2023, a day after America's Independence Day celebration. You know, my boy Darlington enjoyed himself yesterday. The whole of yesterday, you texted, man, no way. You called him, man, no way. The man was locked in and enjoying himself. Let me say good morning, Darlington. Welcome to the show.
Mama, you know, small man, we begin the show by Didi with me the morning, but it's so good. Good morning to our many listeners. And Boyka, you have this way where when I come on the live feed, they kind of show you where a gentleman to go to the closet to match. They kind of show you where anything. I don't know where you get these shirts from, but your shirt is very nice this morning, my man.
Yeah, though to be real, my wife do buy all of my shirts. Yeah, every all the shirts, the feed wear. Yeah. My wife watches them. Yeah, so I mean, good on Mariva.
It's good. It's a good thing to to find a wife who will be taking good care of your shirts. That's good.
Okay. Our big brother, Mr. Gonglo, is with us. He will be one of our panelists today. I mean, say yesterday you weren't here, but he
Mm.
made his appearance on yesterday. So he's one of us now. He will be here every day, and we'll be discussing national issues. So you have anything to welcome the big brother because you were not here yesterday, my man.
Yeah, just waiting for the man to turn on his camera. Probably he's getting set. But it's a good thing to have a big brother Kalibo Gonglu on here. And as we share perspective on the transformation of our country, he's one person that I've been following very closely, who have shared some deep passion about his country moving forward. In positive measures. One can ask, that he's not just interested into the transformation of the country because his brother is contesting for the presidency. I think he has always been having interest and has been a keen and an active follower in our border politics. Big brother Kalibo, if you're listening, good morning.
Yeah,
Good
man.
morning. Good morning.
Shaq said he called you more than 20 times yesterday. He couldn't get you. That he don't.
Where Shaq coming? Shaq, don't do that, man. Where you coming more than 20 times? Y'all were having your thing and your grilling privately. You want me to load an address? They me always doing that out. Always they will be strategic. You will not coming. But it's all good, man. It's all good, Shaq.
Yeah, the people haven't turned his camera on yet, so we as soon he turned his camera on. But folks, it's another wonderful day, and we are closely about 90 plus day to the upcoming October 10th elections, and we are all gear up. Officially, Costa posted on his Facebook page. A lot of people been asking, "Oh, when will Costa speak? When will Costa speak?" All of a sudden, he posted on his Facebook page yesterday. No, this morning, and I will read for you what exactly he posted, and so Liberian people can know about it. He said, after a lengthy period of sober reflections and consultation, we will break our silence and speak to the nation on Monday, July 10th at 2 p.m. from the headquarters of our party, the All Liberian Party, ALP. The media is invited. Stay blessed. Don Pedro 2023. That's the hashtag Don Pedro 2023. Is there anything in a web line that you want for us to the little chip on that he was be talking about on Monday?
Maybe it's something that I don't know. Perhaps be it. I think Pedro is speaking Monday, basically to his course of his supporters. One I've asked that why he gone silent. He been quiet about, especially with the potential fall off with the Unity Party and just everything that's happening politically. I think the Liberian people deserve to know, where he stands, and and as we look into 2023, because I've always said repeatedly on the show that the ordinary people who support Costa demand an answer. Boyka, it's like you have this, imam, one of your favorite imam that you like listening to, probably just decide to take a sabbatical off the radio. The people are eager. In fact, some of us who are closer to Costa, they ask, hey man, when were you here from Costa? I mean, and it is the people right to know. So Costa is expected on tomorrow. I don't know all of the details. Tomorrow at the not tomorrow, but on Monday at the ALP headquarters by 2 o'clock, where he hope to basically speak to a wide range of national issues. I just want to put it at that and just leave it at that. Wide range of national issues.
Bibera Gonglo, I don't know. You have to turn on your camera because you have to be a part of it. So I don't know if you are still getting prepped up.
He's still getting prepped, right?
No, not so.
Yeah, so is Costa going the Gonglo's way? I want to know from your end because you got I play no, you just want for everything to just go the Gonglo's way.
Not quite so, but I think Henry has been very clear. I think he's giving some pointers because I think last month when he appeared on the show in the morning, I believe he was in Ghana. He gave some indicators. He said you were going to speak to the nation, and the nation was going to be discussing some of the issues you will raise for months and for years to come. He did say that. He did say he was going to reveal information that will actually undress some of the politicians in Liberia that people revere them. I mean, so I think he gave some pointers as to what is to come. So he gave a little shadow. So I have no doubt that those are some of the issues we'll be addressing. That he will be part of the perennial issue in Liberian politics, particularly 2023 elections. You will be addressing some issues because the road to 2023, particularly from the opposition, has been a rocky one. Because look at what happened in the CP.
I don't know what's up. Yeah.
So all of these challenges, I believe, Henry will speak to some of those issues because he was essentially a participant in some of those issues. And depending on which side you look at, he takes blame from some of the folks that, oh, Henry, you played this role. I think on Monday, he will be saying some of the role, what role he played. He will be telling the truth to the Liberian people as he knows it. There may be other issues, I have no doubt, but I believe you address some of the challenges that have taken place in the opposition camp.
Darrington, yesterday I saw a post from
Baga, let me add it. I'm sorry for cutting. Let me add this. In that interview that when Henry appeared on the show, when you guys were asking a question, he did say, in fact, he debunked the theory that those who say it is proper to dance with the devil, he said he was not part of that theory. And he did say in that interview with you that those who believe that people who are coming, they are coming in order, and they will sit at the back of the table. They are not going to sit at the back of the table. They will be on the table. They are not coming to help you so they can take the back seat. They will indeed take the front seat. He said all of it. So I think pretty much he gave a clear idea on when he speaks to the nation. These are some of the things he will be addressing. He just said those things. I still remember. So let's reflect on those things he said. I think pretty much he gave an idea on what some of the front line issues he can address from the get-go when he speaks.
Okay, so that's the voice of Big Brother Gongolo. Darrington, yesterday I saw a post from the Montserrado County Unity Party senatorial candidate in person of a former chairman of the Unity Party. He's the one going on the Unity Party as the senatorial candidate this time around, going against Sir Joseph. I don't know how you look at that. Women Pay officially registered at the as the Unity Party candidate for the senatorial seat in Montserrado County. He's going against Sir Joseph and others that will be contesting on October 10th. Let's look at this ticket and the Unity Party. Let me say Women Pay and Sir Joseph. If it was only two of them that were in a race, most especially in Montserrado County, that is noted for making some surprises. Can Women Pay make that change? Can he unseat Sir Joseph? A lot of people said the only person that could have unseated Sir Joseph was Henry Costa, but now Costa, I'm not seeing anything that he's going as a senator. So Women Pay is now running on the Unity Party ticket as an opposition. Let's look at this ticket against Sir Joseph. Let's look at Women Pay.
Well, I mean, Brother Pay, as I know him, I mean, he's a respectable man. I'm not going here to basically tarnish his reputation. But the little I know, the last time the name Women Pay was mentioned in Liberian politics near the Unity Party is that when the party, I think, was he expelled from the party also? Or he was removed from the chairmanship? He was removed from the He was removed from the chairmanship, and he later on left the Unity Party and went to the the PLP, is that the PLP? The
People
People Liberation
Liberation
Party.
Party. Yeah. Mhm.
At the People Liberation Party, he was chairman. Again, there was some allegation about some money issues, whether they were founded or unfounded. Womope was removed as chairman of the PLP. And then Womope have gone, silent for some time, I've heard that he wanted to contest, the senatorial, seat in Montserrado County, but I did not know officially whether Pay have joined the Unity Party or he have gone back to the Unity Party for which he was chairman about. But I think the Unity Party, there are some puzzles that are missing that they need to tell us. Is Brother Wilmer Pay back in the Unity Party, as a member of the party? Because the last time he was removed as chairman of the party, he left the party and went to PLP. And I have come to know Brother Wilmer Pay. I'm coming, Bueka.
Let me just come in there quickly on that issue. So Wilmer Pay was contesting as an independent candidate when Costa was still, talking about running as a senator in Montserrado County. So Wilmer Pay, back then he have not rejoined the Unity Party. So when Jeremiah Kuhn was coming on board, Jeremiah Kuhn came along with Wilmer Pay. He convinced Wilmer Pay. They came on board together, the Unity Party. So then
is Pay coming from the MDR belt? Is that why you're suggesting?
No, he's just not a mere member of the Unity Party. He's just not a mere member of the Unity Party. So when Kuhn was coming, Kuhn brought Wilmer Pay. Kuhn brought back Wilmer Pay because he wanted other those that break away from the Unity Party. He wanted to bring them on board. So he brought back Wilmer Pay. And then when Costa was now going for the senatorial position, that's time he started pushing his own agenda. And then Jeremiah Kuhn and others within the Unity Party saw that Costa was now going for the senatorial position again. So they said, okay, the only option now the only person now we can use is Wilmer Pay. So that's how they brought in Wilmer Pay.
No, the reason why, and that is it. Brother Pay has been somebody, and Brother Gonglo will agree with me that, ideologically, we have managed to have a lot of respect for. But to see Pay at the time, flip-flopping from one party to another party, that is not a tendency of a progressive brother. We know Wilmer Pay to be somebody well respected. But you see, Bueka, for one to, politically grass hop, especially with Wilmer Pay, as somebody who I follow Pay, comes from the Student Unification Party, he aligned with the progressive movement of our country, the LPP. One would think that when Pay left the Unity Party, he was probably going to do some progressive work. But to rally behind, Dr. Cassell, somebody that Wilmer Pay did not even know his politics. To rally behind Dr. Cassell and they started calling Cassell liberator yet until we heard about some money business in the party. I know Pay to be an upright man. I don't know what happened in the PLP. I'm not going to denigrate his character, as I said. But then he left the Unity Party, went to the PLP. He was ousted again from the PLP. And then coming again with what's his name? Jeremiah Kuhn. Jeremiah Kuhn comes from a political establishment, the MDR. Is Pay an affiliate member of the MDR? Or he just part of maybe one may say the Nimba Solidarity movement that took, Jeremiah Kuhn with Joseph Bueka. Because with the Unity Party needs to tell us, is Wilmer Pay back as a member of a political party? Because in our politics, we need to get away from people just posting for true photo ops to declare their intention. Don't just see me in picture with Mr. Cummings, then there's money. You assume that I support Ellis Cummings. So we need to know whether Wilmer Pay is back in the Unity Party. But again, that's one could say that is immaterial. But I don't think Pay at this time could rally the support across Montserrado County to defeat Sir Joseph. Sir Joseph, if you may, the CDC, of course, the people want to topple them with Mr. Weah, but Sir Joseph have gotten his leg very much grounded on the ground. His boots is very much wet on the ground. And that is why the public optics that Costa could be well poised in defeating him in the 2023 polls. Most likely, Henry Costa could have defeated Sir Joseph. But I don't think Wilmer Pay has what it takes, to defeat Sir Joseph. One could also argue that now that he's been the preferred candidate, maybe the likes of Darius Dillon will rally the support in Montserrado County. But you will agree with me that Darius Dillon, in his first victory and in the first half of his second victory, was more powerful and popular as Darius Dillon is now today. I mean, he's been fighting in the Senate, except for that airplane ticketing that came up where, basically, yeah. And I want to be sincere to this conversation. Dillon was somebody that people was looking at to be vice presidential running mate. Because every time people talk about numbers of vote, Darius Dillon got over 100,000 votes in Montserrado County. The only reason why people backpedal from, pushing the Dillon speed was because of these little contradictions here with Brother Dillon. But I don't know. I don't think, Women Pay has what it takes, to fight the CDC candidate in Montserrado County. I'm not going to enslave my conscience. I don't think he cut across Montserrado County. Yes, there are a few people there who got respect for him. He's well known in the intellectual class and few in certain quarters, but I don't know what it takes, to confront Sir Joseph.
Okay, so Mr. Gonglo, you want to tell me?
Yeah, if I can chime in on this issue. I think the issue, I think Darlington actually spoke well on this issue. You see, the former chair of the Unity Party has a checkered record, which for me, it gives you some reason to doubt his ability to unseat Sir Joseph. Here are the record. He was in the Unity Party. And, it's a very serious matter. This guy joined Unity Party. Through Vani Sherman, he became secretary. In fact, Madam Salib insisted that Wilma P. will be the Secretary General of the Unity Party. If you recall, there was a convention in Ganto, in Nimba, that Comrade Henry Fambula defeated him at that convention. But Madam Salib actually constructed how the leadership in the Unity Party should be arranged. She said Vani Chairman will be the chairman, the co-chair will come from Bon County, the Secretary General will come from Nimba, and another vice chair will come from the Southeast. I think that vice chair will grow Mususcat. And Solonte was another vice chair. And when Henry Fambula contested and defeated Woman Pay, who is from Keman, Madam Salib forced Henry Fambula to resign a few months later. Then they went to a mini convention, which was just a stage managed stuff, and Woman became the Secretary General of the Unity Party. He served as Secretary General with Vani Sherman, and then Vani Sherman propped him up to take over for him as chairman of the party. After 2017 election, there was a big fallout. Of course, they lost an election that they were the incumbent, that they had the state resources. So they started to do some soul searching. How did we lose? And all of these things started playing around. You know the June 7 demonstration and the second demonstration that Costa tried to arrange, how women appear on radio in Monrovia. I was not there, but I heard a story. How he appeared on radio in Monrovia and started to undermine the demonstration
protest.
Biking of the protests that had a biking of the COP. When he went on radio station to undermine that, there were other allegations, like he said, Costa was getting more powerful and they don't need Costa and what have you, And there were the allegations that either Bill Traore was Ben rolling him, or the CDC was giving him money to do this. And Joseph, in fact, Costa on this very show, Costa said he was with Joseph Boakai at that moment when Woman Pay spoke on the radio. And Joseph Boakai said, I'm so disappointed in our young man. And called other executive committee members of the Unity Party and said, if you don't get rid of him, I'm leaving the Unity Party. That's how they removed Woman Pay as chairman of the party. Now, when they removed him, they went through reconciliation, and you saw Ellen Johnson said he went back to the Unity Party headquarters to visit and all that stuff. When he left the Unity Party, he actually did file a lawsuit at the Supreme Court for illegal removal. And he cited the Unity Party constitution and what have you. I don't know whether the Supreme Court disposed of that case, but he did file a complaint at the Supreme Court, and it's a public knowledge on what he did. So we don't know the outcome of that case. Now, he started to move around. When I saw him surface with Daniel Cassell and his acceptance speech as the chairman of the Liberation Party and the People Liberation Party, and I was shocked on the kinds of praises, the kind of words you are using on Daniel Cassell. I was shocked. And it didn't even last. I'm not sure it lasted for a year. He was booted out.
The fall off. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was booted out with these waka allegations of corruption or misapplication.
Corruption, financial malpractice.
Then he went silent for what? And for the fact, there's a guy called Kana Swah. He was one of the guys that left the Unity Party. I understand he's one of his followers that left the Unity Party within one of the PLP and then left PLP. He and Woman Payton were organized. They organized a party. The last 10 parties that they NEC certificated. There is a party they call Liberia Liberation Party also. I think Woman Pay is part of that party. In fact, I saw his photo with Kana Swah, something.
Yeah, that's true. Not to cut you off, Brother Gonglo. When they left the PRP, they went to another political establishment again.
Yeah. They organized that party and they just certificated and reset it. But we started hearing the corridors that he was advising now. He was a secret advisor of Prince Johnson and the NDR. He was advising he was like affiliating with them because I think he has always politically helped Jeremiah Kun. When he was chairman of the Unity Party, he stopped people from contesting in an election that Jeremiah Kun was, Unity Party contest, and he won that easily. Okay? So he and Jeremiah Kun have had that political relationship. He started to affiliate with him, and we heard it was all in the chat room. And it was well established that he was doing something with the NDR in the background. So it was no surprise when those photos surfaced that he has been in the background with holding Jeremiah Kun farm, moving from meeting to meeting. Then I was like, oh, this guy is establishing his own party at the same time he's doing. So what is his philosophy? Is he just like hunting for opportunities to grab power from now?
He's supposed to be one of us. He's supposed to be a progressive brother.
Yeah. So what is he doing here? Is he just hunting anywhere and say, oh, wherever I can catch the hunt, that's it. So for me, when people start to bury their beliefs for what is possible, I get a little bit scared and nervous about them. So, but I'm not a voter in Montserrado. I'm a voter in Lima. So I wish him well, but I doubt if you make it dent. Really, I doubt.
Okay, so you talking about being doubting him, that into account right back to you. Montserrado is noted for putting up surprises, most especially when you are an opposition figure and contesting in Montserrado County. Most of the time, those in government normally, don't become successful in Montserrado County based on what the government have done to the citizens, most in Montserrado. So now, a figure like Women Pay being part of the Unity Party now and contesting as the senatorial person on the ticket of Unity Party, can we safely say that same game will be played for him? It will play up for him. Coming from the opposition angle on sitting somebody that is already with the party that is governing the system. Can Women Pay on seat Sir Joseph?
Bweka, you are right with your analysis that the people of Montserrado County tend to support the opposition move. You're right, and possibly Pay might just survive on the mercy of the olive branch of the opposition in Montserrado County, but I don't see it. Because you see, the thing about Montserrado politics is that the people need to know a popular face in Montserrado that they can match your voice to your name. For all of the people that have been elected Montserrado County Senator, whether it was Geraldine Doe Sharif, who was chairman of the CDC, of course, the CDC happened to be in Montserrado County, very much vocal at the time, combative on the radio. Geraldine Doe Sharif come from our establishment. Whether you want to talk about what's the other senator again we have from Montserrado? Senator.
We after Geraldine, we have
two senators from. So okay, Sir Joseph, for example, right? Sir Joseph at the time emerged into the politics of Montserrado County from his assistance, a medical assistant during the Ebola pandemic, where a lot of people he started to have a lot of exposure with the ambulance services that he was running. So even though the Liberian masses have a fundamental problem with the political hegemony of the CDC have lost political grip in Montserrado County and they have been dislodged in Montserrado County. But Sir Joseph case could be a very peculiar case because Sir Joseph, I said his boots have gotten sufficiently wet on the ground in Montserrado County. So for anybody to unseat Sir Joseph, that person must have been a popular face in Montserrado County, i.e., the likes of maybe Henry Costa or people who, the people of Montserrado County, that your name recognition resonates with them. Unlike Brother Woman Pay, he's a national political actor, but he has not done extensive work in Montserrado County. He might just be like a candidate, Wilson Tappe. I don't know whether you remember when the time Wilson Tappe contested. Wilson Tappe was on the New Orleans University. He might just pull similar votes, basket, on legs of probably Louis Brown ran in Montserrado County. So he don't have what it takes. I want to be sincere with this conversation. Today is the 5th of July. To defeat Sir Joseph, I don't think he might even be a contender against, Sir Joseph. However, we must warn against people trying to remake themselves politically. When people do not stand for something and they flip-flop from party to party, politically grasshop from one year and there, and let our brain people, sometimes we tend to forget when we go to elections. We forget to know what kind of person this man has been. Brother Gonglo just, recounted his involvement in, basically undercutting the opposition efforts at the time, how Joseph Brecker was furious about his engagement and how he felt with certain elements in the opposition, how he left. When I know women pay who are known to be, right, fighting Mr. Salih with that gavel of integrity, who refused to bow down to the likes of Rabbi Salih, being a more tough-talking person. When Brother Gonglo said, but if women pay wanted to compromise, wanted to be a compromise character, if I were paid, I would have rather long been a sellout on Mr. Salih and probably be toting Rabbi Salih bag and be a rich man. Then for you to go clap for Kumaya for, Dr. Cassell, peace be to his ashes. I don't know this man. I don't know his politics. I don't know his politics. Who is Dr. Cassell? And that's how people in our country, people started calling him liberator. And he had the bosses, but what is that? You think liberator fighters are just earned easily? You know who are people who liberate people? But the avalanche of praises that women paid through Dr. Cassell feet wasn't just because of bread. Because some of us, we are, as young little boys, we've grown to have admiration for pay and respecting. Women pay was somebody at the time when he speaks, people see an icon of integrity and unbending and unwavering character. But to see pay in the twilight of his political journey, double dipping, better crying, and basically just
to add to that,
that was the principles that bring us to even associate with the legs of Prince Johnson in the MDR. So apparently, like the when he left the PLP, I don't think he has what it takes to topple Sir Joseph. I don't just think he has what it takes.
Okay, so people are going to want to come in.
Yeah, in fact, to add to that, like Darlington was saying, if you wanted to compromise, he would have just compromised when he was chairman of the Unity Party, or even when he was Secretary General of the Unity Party, because they have power. They were in power. He was part of the ruling party, right? So, in fact, it is well established within Unity Party. One of the controversies that could not be resolved during the 2017 election that led to the massive defeat of the Unity Party was Womope's refusal to compromise when Madam Seli wanted him to resign. I'm well aware of this. I'm well aware of the story from the players, those who were involved in the negotiation in the background. There is a story where this guy, the former director of the EPS, who was working closely with LM Johnson Sally, went to Joe Boyka and said, listen, there is a bad blood between the president and the chairman. If you let the chairman resign, I think you'll win this election. And Joe Boyka said, hey, go to the chairman and discuss with him. That's your own county brother. And he went and took woman to RLJ for lunch. He said, if you resign, you can be a ruling party. Because I think the president has an issue with you. And woman said, I'm not going to resign. I was elected, I will remain. If we lose the election, let's lose the election. You can compromise on this thing, right? If you could not compromise on this, and some of the compromises he's making now, he's making it with people who are on principle. Say, for example, he went to Jeremiah, who has $1 million allegation from Santel report, put Jeremiah in the bracket of allocating $1 million to himself. This is a guy that legislative staffers are seeing on in the video dancing. Jeremiah roll, Thomas Fala roll. This guy is like the cousin of Thomas Fala to corruption at the Capitol building. These are the guys that Womope went to. Okay, so
he's about the cousin.
Yeah, I mean, he's Thomas Fala cousin in corruption. Jeremiah. I mean, why can't you be in the press for long?
I love corruption.
Yeah. So these are the guys that you go to the compromise with.
Yes, Senator Johnson said that.
Yeah. And there is a piece that we should not wallow. Costa has large following in the opposition. Wilmot has said some unpleasant things about Costa because he thought Costa would be his competitor when you're planning to run as an independent candidate. If Costa comes to Monrovia and says my supporters do not vote for Womope, even though I'm not contesting as a senatorial candidate, that's a problem. They will not vote for him. So even in the Unity Party, LM Johnson said he got some loyalists there as well. So I think there is an issue. Then the third piece that is in fact troubling is Unity Party did not have a competitive primary. We never saw a primary in Montserrado to say this is Unity Party primary. That's why even Darlington is struggling to believe whether Womope is on the ticket of the Unity Party. But indeed, he's there. He has registered. His photo is on the Facebook running on the Unity Party ticket as a senatorial candidate. Because it was like an inside trading. Because Jeremiah is the one bankrolling the Unity Party, and he brought you and said, hey, this is my interest. I'm giving all the money. They may all wrong. That was it.
So guys, without Womope, who you think the Unity Party could have put forth to unseat Sir Joseph? Are there any names that you think that are popular today that the Unity Party could have say, oh, let's choose this person to run as a senatorial candidate on our ticket? Because Womope was the only one in the pipeline, and he's the only person that was contesting on an independent ticket before moving over to the Unity Party.
No, that's not true. Baka, let me stop you right there. Do not ask a wrong question here. Mr. Gideon in the Unity Party. If you remember, it was Gillen who went on radio in Monrovia and challenged the refusal of the reluctance of Unity Party to allow Costa to use the party headquarters because Gideon is a ranking member of the Unity Party and he was contesting. He had interest in it. He said if they take Costa, no way, he can't compromise.
And he felt threatened too, yep.
Yeah, he threatened. So Gideon was running. But it was a comfort.
All right.
He been
So-
rolling the Unity Party. He actually pushed everybody
Mi-
aside. I have the money.
Mr.
And this is my
Mr. Gongolo, my question here is that can Gideons that you are talking about on seat Sir Joseph, because we are looking at the thing I'm looking at here is that even if you are contesting in Montserrado on an opposition ticket, you have to be well known in the county. Number one, the leg of George we are contested as an opposition in Montserrado County, and he won. The leg of Dallas Dillon won on an opposition ticket. Who can the Unity Party put forth? Gideon is how many person know Gideon? How many person we must pay in the news, but we must pay having been reaching out to other people, and he's not well known to the locals, like the way the Josh we are, the way the opposition unity that came up together to make Darius Dillon a senator today. Now with a divided opposition, can women pay all the Gideons on
It's a
seats?
tough hill to climb.
You want to?
Yes, it's a very tough hill to climb. A very stiff hill to climb. Because you see, those people you mentioned, like I said, politically, they were popular with the Montserrado County masses before they even contested the senatorial race. One of the things that helped Anna Bryant, she came from the CDC. The CDC were very powerful at the time in 2005 in Montserrado County. Anna Bryant was elected for 9 years. You know, Geraldine Doe Sherry took over from her. She was chairman of the CDC. Always engaged in political activity in Montserrado County. Fast forward, the likes of Sir Joseph. No, Senator Weah. Senator Weah took over, of course. You know, he was the political leader of the CDC. So the CDC have shown political supremacy within Montserrado County. So for the CDC to have lost the seat to Darius Dillon twice, it spoke to the fact that the Montserrado masses had reached a foregone conclusion and dislodging the CDC. That was basically the CDC biggest political capital in our base. The CDC cannot boast of a county that they have political domineering. They can't boast of any county. That's one thing we have forgotten. Like other parties will say, oh, our stronghold is this party. The CDC used to boast of Montserrado County. Now, in the different counties, the CDC can only support candidates and bank royal campaign with the likes of, former chairman Jala of the LPP, who they supported in Lofa. So that's how the CDC has been conducting business. So Senator, we are very popular and powerful in Montserrado County at the time. Sir Joseph, Ebola, Kim, he already representative, have managed to do extensive work there. So the Unity Party, there are people, and that is why when you are a major opposition party, the person you feel in a vote-rich county like Montserrado should have what it takes to rally the votes for you. Because Joseph Boyka will be campaigning for himself to get elected. Joseph Boyka will not use all of the time he's all to campaign for himself to come campaign for women pay to make him senator of Montserrado County. It's not possible. The people who are already supporting the Unity Party in Montserrado County, they are bent, they are focused. But the point of, convergence or diversion with the people was if popular faces that the people have respect for who are contested against Sir Joseph, the people say, even though we have some little sort, the people have a soft spot in their heart for Sir Joseph. Even though he's another corrupt element in the legislature, but people tend to not believe some of those things he's doing in the legislature. They only look at his Ebola activity. Sir Joseph is very bankrupt and an empty figure in the legislature, a political bubble. He has basically done nothing in that place. We are love to see Brother Pay as senator of Montserrado County again. Woman Pay is way more better off than Sir Joseph in terms of, being a very good at policy making as a national decision maker. But does Women Pay has what it takes to confront Mr. Joseph in Montserrado County? As a political thinker, I don't see so. Maybe I might be wrong, but I don't think so.
If I may even add to this, you see, Sir Joseph have an interesting story. This guy, I'm not sure he's even a college graduate. I'm not too sure. I think he's just a high school graduate. So his profile is a representation of most of the voters in Liberia. He's just a high school graduate, I think. But here is a guy who struggled as a refugee. I mean, I watched a video. I listened to him one time in a video, and he explained how he got the connection he got around, particularly in the US, it was due to honesty. I know he's now an honest man today. But as a refugee, he started to serve some of the expatriate workers that were coming in Senegal. He will go to the house and work. He will not steal anything from them. He will serve them well. And these people trusted him. When they left, and it's, they sent for him. They started sending things to him and connected with him. This is how he got this connection he got in the US, that he comes and go anywhere and raise money and get supplies and what have you and take it back home. So he's been doing those kinds of things. There has been allegation of he selling some of those things or what have you, but he's been even a cross-border person. He's been doing some of the relief activities in Sierra Leone, in Guinea. So I think in terms of name recognition for doing some good stuff, it's well established. In Todi, in some of the remote places in Montserrado, he's well known there. And mind you, this is an incumbent. I think Sir Joseph excites the base, the CDC base, and that is important. The question is, you have a divided opposition. Does Wilmope excite the Unity Party base? He did before, but now, does he do it? I mean, is he a figure in the Unity Party that excites the base? I think the verdict is out there. I don't think so.
All right, so we just started wise to chip in on the issue about Montserrado County, and so now we can safely say if only we go to the October 10th election, it will be a free ride for Sir Joseph because the name have been put forward by the board.
We're not saying it's a free ride. No, it's not a free ride. We're not saying that.
Yeah, but for me, I can say it will be a free ride because Wilmope will not go anywhere.
Maybe you don't have a major contender. Yeah, you can say that.
But that's what I'm saying. Is DJ Blue running? Is DJ Blue? Is he running?
DJ Blue?
DJ Blue is running. No, he's a representative aspiring in district number 17 on the CDC ticket. So DJ Blue is not running. So the ANC, let me say CPP is putting forth a lady by the name of
I think
just forgetting her name. So yeah, Victoria, the CPP is
or something. I think she's from Lofa.
So the Library will be left with no option but just to re-elect Sir Joseph. So that just it will happen on October 10th.
You never know. Our brother said that. I mean, the candidates are registering to contest. You don't know.
That's Braga's view. That's Braga's view. That's not our view.
Darrington, that's my view, and that's what will happen. There's no if and anything about that.
I respect that.
Yeah, if the names that are put forward by the both leading opposition parties were names that could unseat Sir Joseph, but now they are have been all around town. The momentum were going to be high in Montserrado County, but putting forth Wilmope, Victoria, bro, they just like giving Sir Joseph another 6 years or 9 years. So guys, 9 years rather. We need to move on to something else. Yesterday, the court ruling again. The former Chief Justice was denied, and it's an issue now. She will have to wait up until the August turn of court, so she have to be in jail up until August. My brother Darrington, you follow that case yesterday at the Supreme Court. I want you to come in on that. Then Brother Kongolo can come from his angle.
So yesterday, the judge denied her motion. I mean, maybe I don't know, deny her motion and remanded her into the custody of the Monrovia Central Prison. Again, I don't know all of the facts, especially that surround the different motions that both the prosecutor and the defendant lawyers have filed. But I do know that this is a very serious case, and the state has basically drawn up their indictment and charging Gloria Mususcat and co-defendants for criminal conspiracy, murder providing false information to law enforcement and stuff like that, which I think on our penal code, our statute could be criminal when you provide false information to a law enforcement officer. I mean, howbeit, she has been crying for her health deteriorating beyond bars. I mean, her lawyer, former Justice Kabina Janet, is basically representing her. So there is so little that we know at this point in the trial process. They're probably in the discovery stage, where both the prosecution and the defending parties, they are exchanging notes to see. Basically, the state is basically, the defendant lawyer is basically requesting the state, whatever evidence you have against our client that will criminally indict her, give that to us. And then the defendant, whatever the affirmative defense they have for their client, they too will also share that note with the prosecution. It is called, in the discovery process, both of them exchange notes. So it was at the discretion of the judge to decide to deny her, maybe her bail or whatever, on release. I don't know the facts. Like I said, maybe the judge didn't even have the time for both of them to start the opening arguments or whatever, to see where they are in the trial process. So there's so little that we know. But one thing I want to say here is that from the beginning stages of this whole investigation, the way the state managed this investigation, one could see it as a political witch hunt. I am not also saying that Councillor Scott's hands are totally clean. You see, Bweka, the rule of law and the wheels of law do not just start with people who are your political opponents or people who are basically not in your political church. The respect of the rule of law must apply to all citizens. Whether it is Gonglo, whether it is Darlington, whether it is Brother Kamara, the wheels of law and arms of justice know no person and no personality. Whether you former Chief Justice, if you are accused of murder, I think our courts, must be much competent enough in terms of not being biased into trying you, whether you be criminally held liable for whatever action, we should do it. But when certain elements are in a regime, we've been seen on live TV camera brutalizing people, propelling violence, beating war drums, and the state authority cannot even bring those people to questioning. They want them to think, what kind of state do we have? Mayor Jefferson Koji, when in district number 13, was seen with men with machetes. Koji went there, Koji said he do nothing to the people. So the people in district 13 at the time, they just took their head, they busted on the wall, and blood was just oozing down their shirts. Koji has been law unto himself. What have the authorities done to stop Mayor Koji? Brutalize people even in District 15, the election will tell you, burning her car. Who did the administration hold accountable for that? Where is the investigation? The brutalization of Christopher Walter Susulu of the University of Liberia. Where the comrades who were charged from the CDC COP, where is that case today?
Not their comrades.
But because they ain't care nobody, brutalizing somebody. That's an assault on battery. If you can beat somebody, you hurt them, and the authorities don't even hold you accountable. You are basically leaving a culture, creating an environment that people too can be lawless, and the authorities will not do anything. But the authorities will do something. If Darlington Collins go to Monrovia and violate the law, that is when the law will get angry now to hold me accountable. It is wrong, Bweka. I'm not saying Councillor Scott is innocent. Let the court do their job as they are doing. I don't want to cast allegation. I think these judges are there. They will look at the facts of the case. They will see what is happening. But the state cannot be holding people accountable when they do not even hold themselves accountable. Are we talking about what happened to the MPP convention that led to the death, that erupted into violence of that brother who died at the MPP headquarters? Is it because that the allegations were pointing to people from Joel Howard Taylor camp that killed that guy? So you see, the country is just becoming far more lawless under Mr. Weah. Where people want to be law unto themselves, the culture of impunity is perpetuating, and nobody hold nobody accountable. If Councillor Scott actually murdered her daughter, which I don't know all of the facts, as I said, the trial process will determine. But we want to see a free, fair, and transparent process in the trial of Councillor Gloria Mususcat. The three missing boys, again, somebody just reminded me. So the government should not just apply resources. Look, whenever Costa were accused of falsifying laissez-passer, the entire Liberian immigration authority were on their toes. So that's the country we have, Bweka. I'm not saying she's innocent. Probably she did it, thinking that she was going to cover up, maybe because of a title. But I want to think deeper. This woman have alarmed before that our home were attacked by unknown men. I don't know what I
Yeah. She said it.
The woman alarmed before that our home.
She had an interview on a local radio station.
She had a press conference.
And later, the police spokesman came on a scene local radio station and confirmed that yes, they have received a communication from her alarming that men attacked her.
How could this woman have gotten in scuffle with her daughter and probably leading to the daughter's death when she had alarm of her home being visited by unwarranted individuals? And the authorities did a security assessment.
But Darlington, what they are saying is that when the incident occurred on that day, when people from the neighbors went there, when they sounded alarm that morning, when people from the neighbors who went there, the door was locked inside. So how is it that somebody came in, did a killing, and then later on the door was locked inside, and they have to send the key. The key, according to them, the former chief justice, they have to send a key through the window before they could open the door from outside. So those are they say and I say that the government is depending on to push this case, and
that is why. And that is why, Bweka, if you look at the entire, let me end on this note, Brother Gonglo. If you look at the entire indictment of the justice is basically indicted on hearsay. And in criminal investigation, hearsay is where a declarant might have witnessed a particular scene and must have informed the authorities on what they witnessed. However, there must be a party to the scene, meaning they personally must have been there to experience what happened. Again, in criminal investigation, yes, there are exceptions on which yes, rule can be admitted into evidence. We don't know all of the facts, but just it's a very difficult roller coaster ride to claim, because mind you, there's a criminal case, and the standard in criminal investigation is beyond all reasonable doubt. An accused is not a civil case where preponderance of the evidence that appears to be true. Mind you, the police charge up based on the circumstantial evidence that they gather and the physical evidence that were admitted. So these are all of the things that they are going to look at. And in criminal cases, it's not just easy to indict somebody for murder when the evidence do not point overwhelmingly to that person being the perpetrator. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Darlington. Let me just share my view on this. I think Bwaga question basically is, the judge denied the motion or the request of the defense to admit Gloria's card and others into bail. The judge denied that. And that's what Bwaga wants us to talk about. I know there are a lot of circumstantial things we can discuss about the case. I don't want to go into that because this case is now before the court. I want to respect the rule of the court that we should not get into the merits and demerits of the case. As I know, like Darlington said earlier, once a case starts, the trial starts, the defense and the prosecution will start to share trade notes, exchange notes, and the facts will become very clear. So there are different theories. The defense will have a theory, the prosecution will have a theory on why they think those are, should be convicted. So, but that's a separate debate. Let's wait for August. When the case starts and the facts start to come out, the evidences start to be revealed, then we'll go into the weight of those evidences. But what happened yesterday at the court, the defense actually filed a motion to admit those people into bail. That the evidences, the government, the indictment drawn was not strong enough. And I think some lawyers have been using this, I think, in the pinnacle, Article 13 or something. I listened to Councillor Jewell. He quoted something there that if the evidence is not weighty, it's not enough, it's not strong, the judge can admit the criminal defendant into bail. But the prosecution, here is what the front page Africa wrote. In our constitution, the prosecution cited Article 21 D and I of the 1986 Constitution. And the prosecution basically said that the Constitution says, it's very clearly written there, that those charged with grave or capital offenses are not entitled to bail. So the defense was relying on the pinnacle of probably 1970 something, and the prosecution was saying, hey, in 1986, the Constitution said, if you are charged with capital offenses, you are not entitled to bail. It's clear. It's undebatable. We can't debate it. That was the prosecution argument, and the judge sided with them. So in this constitutional provision, it does not matter the weight of the evidence. If you stand accused of criminal act, capital offense, then you must be in jail until you are either set free by the court. So I think this is basically what happened yesterday. So the prosecution won on the count of the Constitution, and the defense cited the pinnacle. And of course, for the statute, the Constitution is higher than the statute. So George sided with them on this matter. I think that was what happened yesterday. Okay, I listened to some of the guys who are at the Capitol building. I listened to some of the press, and I think let's just wait for August and see what happens. Let the government begin the trial and begin to reveal their evidences. Like, I don't want to go what front page Africa, all our newspapers are writing that, somebody in the family is beginning to talk and all that one. If they are beginning to talk, we'll know on the day of trial, what are they saying?
Yep.
So I think these are more speculation.
Witnesses will take the stand.
Yeah. When they start to take the stance and cross-examination, because sometimes somebody can say something now, but on cross-examination, you start contradicting yourself and you create doubt in the minds of the juror, and the case is done. Okay, so let's wait for the trial to begin in August.
Okay, so guys, that's it. We will open the phone lines, but we still have some things to talk about. But you can be a part of the conversation. Now you can place in your calls on the following numbers. The WhatsApp number, those in the diaspora, is +231 888 624171. If you're in the diaspora, you want to be a part of the conversation, the WhatsApp number is +231 888 624171. +231 888 624171. Or those back home can call on the other following numbers: 0770 102 102, 886 010383, 555 102 102, and you will be live on the discussion here. Let's take our first caller, then we will come back, because the conversation is going good this morning and I love it. Let's see if we can take somebody from line one. We just messed up on our call. +231 888 624171 is the line that you can call and be a part of the conversation this morning. Let's take this first person here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yep, your name is joining us from?
I'm Rachel Harry Jr. I'm calling from Italy.
Rachel, welcome, my brother.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, I want to discuss on the Unity Party senatorial candidate in Montserrado County. As we are aware, then the Unity Party decided to support Henry Costa. He made mention of it on the show, because once when I call, I said, Mr. Costa, what is happening to the Unity Party? Always I see kiddies using the flyers, and the Unity Party is supporting. He said, oh, the Unity Party has stopped kiddies from using the flyer because they are going to support me dearly. Although kiddies are a stakeholder in the Unity Party. All of a sudden, 1 or 2 weeks then, Costa started to talk about being a vice presidential candidate. And the Unity Party had no chance. They took Women is an intellectual and he can represent the Union Party and we can win.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, we are not really looking. We are not really looking at the Costa's ambition and whatsoever. What we are looking at now, can the United Party pull off the win in Montserrado County against Sir Joseph with women pay? That's our focus point,
bro. The problem about it, before CDC won the Senatorial with 3 times since after the war, so first from 2005, and the opposition have conquered the CDC in 2 elections when they are in the ruling establishment. Montserrado has always been an era when you're in the opposition, you always win the Senatorial race in Montserrado County. So you know very well Women going to represent.
So it means that women pay will unseat Sir Joseph, right, from your own perspective.
You know the problem about the election process. What we are doing in the county is about telling the people who can represent it, what the person is going to represent in the legislature.
All right.
Going to be to humanitarian work. Joseph want to be a humanitarian. I think it is better for all the campaign for him to be or establish an era where he can be a humanitarian, helping people to do things for the county.
All right, thank you. Let's take another person from line 2 this morning. We are trying to connect. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Parker.
Good morning. Welcome. Where joining us from?
Thank you. My name is Lina. I want to speak directly to Darlington. So, Darlington, that everything you politicize in the country, you were here from the beginning of the get killing when Jerome Valley sat way in America and said that some that how you call him? Jefferson coaches sent somebody over there to kill again. And then they were called, they were called from the very beginning. You saw them going to the police station there twice. They went there for questioning. Then you pretending that you don't know that they were called. And I really want to know from you, right? If you were a child, you think you will be playing politics with it this way?
What you mean? Hello? Yeah, I don't know where you are driving at because you are just talking, and you have to make the point is what's the issue here now? Is it that the woman is guilty now? She should serve as sentence or whatsoever. Let's try to understand you. What you are really pointing at.
Okay, I will not tell you that you're guilty and you're reason why I will not tell you you're guilty. Because the process is ongoing, and from what we know from trial here, I hear some people going. I'm telling you, the answer to your question is I'm not saying she's guilty, and I'm not saying she's not, because they will have to go through the case, they prove their case, and then they will come out with a finding. Let me just let Liberian people know, there's a case that in America here, nobody knew that that man could do such thing to his son and his mother. He was brave to kill 2 people on their property.
So my sister, so your issue with Darlington is that
my issue is that Darlington playing politics and he know that Johnson coaching them was called for push. And even when they ask, can she hear me? They told them say nobody enter the house. Why is that yelling like you said? You didn't hear from the police people say nobody enter.
Listen to Darlington, and Darlington want to come in. Darlington, come in there.
Mama, I respect your view, and I'm not playing politics. I didn't say that Koji did it. What I'm saying, the state itself is playing politics with the rule of law. The respect of the rule of law, meaning regardless of who you are, when you do something, the authorities are supposed to call you in for questioning and they're supposed to hold you accountable. There are other activities of Koji that have gone unchecked, that the authorities have not investigated, they have not done anything. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you free the woman. I'm not saying that.
Coming now.
Yeah, come in. Darlington, we concluded already, so come in.
So you know that ain't no confusing thing here. All the things in that politics, I don't even want to go that side because a pure politics, but we're talking about someone losing their life here, right? All the things, if you say that assume that Johnson coaches did it. But then they want us, if that was you, Darlington, you said to where you are and somebody where in Liberia, something happened here. And the person come and said that Darlington in your own red man, you will feel good. You will accept it. The person not there, they don't have camera or you nothing. You will accept it. That be real to ourselves. That be real to ourselves. Then Liberia that will fighting for it in different ways, but we got to be fair.
Okay.
Just coaching may have done another thing, but there's one they telling you say no one enter the home. The door was locked. Now the woman said, "Get a key for police to open the door." How can you say going for?
All right, thank you so much. Let's take another person from this line this morning. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Your name is joining us from?
Oh, my name is Andrew Gillette. I'm joining you from the United States of America, Pennsylvania, specifically. Yes.
Welcome, my brother.
Yes, yeah, thank you. I just want to follow up on the lyrics question to Darlington. I don't follow the logic of his involving Jefferson Kuchi in the alleged crime that has been committed. I think we should focus on the crime, the merits of the crime, of the allegation, and how it is going to be tried in court. Okay. There were more than 11 indictments based on testimonies of those who were on the scene prior to the police arriving. Okay, and the indictments, the counts are already there. Let's focus on that. And we shouldn't bring Jefferson Kuchi. That's my point of that. Please. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Let's take like 2 more calls, then we'll come back to Bibala Gonglo and Darlington. But you guys listen to the callers. The phone lines are still open. Those in the diaspora, the WhatsApp number is +231 888 624171 or 0770-102-102 for those back home. 0770-102-102 86-0103-83 102-102. Let's take this person and then we'll come back. Let's take this person. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, Broadcast. I'm an Gafon, call from Pennsylvania, United States of America.
Gafon, welcome.
So my concern has to do with something. Yesterday, when the trial was going on, I don't know where this woman came from. Call herself concern me. I know concern me for so and so play. At the Temple of Justice, they said, "Oh yeah, they want justice." Who really called them up? Who really called them to go to the place there? They say, "Oh yeah, the concern women, the concern for the girls." Death. How long? What time these women start coming? They were sent by the government or what? First of all, you have no connection with this girl, but you gather yourself. You go at the Temple of Justice. You say you are concerned women, no concerned mothers seeking justice for the late Shadow Musu, and then they're just thinking, "Oh yeah, justice should be done. Justice should be done." You don't get from nowhere. And then another issue has to do with candidate of how they call it, the Union Party candidate. For me, I don't see no reason why the Unity Party should allow Women to go on a ticket. I don't know, but probably they know their own reason of going there. You giving a woman to go on your ticket, definitely that's a loose ticket. You're not gonna win Sir Joseph on that ticket. Woman is a good intellectual man. He know how to play, but he been out of the political zone for a long time. He been out for a long time. So I think that decision only came about because the fact Costa is not ready pushing the agenda to remain in.
Okay.
Trust me, Henry, if Henry gonna continue on his like statement that, oh yeah, I want to go for senator, nobody gonna put Wumope in the race beside Joseph. Henry Kosa is well known in.
Thank you. Let's take one more call. Then we cross over to our guys. Let's take this person. Good morning. Welcome.
Hello, brother.
Good morning. Your name is joining us from?
Are you hearing me?
I'm getting you loud and clear. Your name, where joining us from?
Oh, this is Elijah calling from Minnesota. Thanks for having me. I listen to all of you, brother analysis, especially our guests. You know the issue and know how to pen it well.
He's not a guest. There is no guest. There is no guest on the show. We are all panelists now. So.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry about that. So, this is why I call. You know, Wemope being on a ticket of the Unity Party. I will blame. I'm gonna blame it on Henry Costa this morning. I'm gonna be plain and blank. Costa have been serving the Liberian people. He always said everything he do it for the Liberian people. He decided to go in a race. The Liberian people embrace it. Up to now, we don't know whether he are back off from the race or he's still in the race. We don't know. He haven't said anything. You don't. If you have follower, you don't leave the follower hanging. Come on, say we saw you on. Say your.
That's why he said. That's why he said. Exactly hello. So that's why he said he will be speaking out on Monday.
Yes. So
and secondly, do you know that everybody have their right to contest for any position that they wish to contest for, right? You can say today you want to contest for
everybody had a
you can say today you want to contest for the senatorial position. Later when you say you want to come back to contest for the representative or even contest for the presidency. All depends on the individual and their financial capacity, right? You know that, right?
I know that.
Okay.
Costa haven't said he's going to contest for the presidency. He haven't told us yet, but he told us that he wanted to contest for the senatorial position. That's why we, his followers, know of. Do you know that also? That's why we know of.
Okay.
You see, another thing I want to say is that before I drop the line, is that I want you guys to stop saying divided opposition. If you want to say divided opposition, you should also say divided ruling party, because within the CDC, there is confusion within the CDC. Joel Howard and her party chairman is a local head at the moment. I never heard anybody say divided ruling party.
Okay,
only divided opposition. That's wrong.
The opposition fighting to unseat the ruling party now. So why is it that we can say divided opposition?
The opposition is not divided. The reason why they are opposition because majority of them want to become president.
Okay.
The opposition have never been united before. Before in any election in our country. Why should they be united now? Why are we doing this? We should stop this.
All right. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you. Bibra Gonglo, you listen to the callers. We want to take it from your end before we cross over to Darlington. The callers.
Well, I mean, I think most of the callers, basically, except for Darlington, that the lady who called earlier tried to take issue with Darlington, but I think pretty much I didn't see much disagreement. For the last caller, you know, the truth is, the right thing to say is the opposition is divided. Let's look at the history of the CPP. Leaders who are in the CPP, most of them are going to be on the ballot. Alexander Comey is going to be on ballot. Boaka will be on the ballot. What happening in the ruling party collaboration? Some of the leaders left to support all the opposition, but they are not going to be on the ballot. Ellis Tyler is not going to be running as a presidential candidate. James Barney is now running as a presidential candidate. So to that extent, we can say they are divided. But if you look, I think there are about 46 registered political parties. And I think
30 political parties.
30, okay. So the might, and to at least yesterday when we were doing a count, I might estimate is there might be probably around 20 presidential candidates on the ballot. Okay. In fact, the leader from the UN, Sarah Beslow, just announced that she's entering the race. She's going to be naming her vice presidential candidate this week, and she has put her papers through. She got her clearances. I listened to her last night on the closing argument. She said she's entering the race, and that's the latest presidential candidate. You know, I mean, so it's still. I know Dr. George Gompu and others are coming, so we're gonna have more. And there is no one seat. So Georgia is holding one seat, but those who want to sit Georgia, they are probably 16. They're going to be 16 or more. So it's a right description to say those who are fighting to unseat Georgia are divided because they are coming from all angles. I think that's a right description.
Danindo?
Well, I mean, you see, some of our callers here want us to use words of their choice, you know, to describe whatever they want us to talk about. I mean, my brother that just called, the brother who just left the line. Yes, we have said here, you know, repeatedly, we have never, you know, not acknowledged the crisis in the CDC. The CDC is the one who you want to dislodge from power. We know that, you know, basically they are basically losing grip on power. And that is why the onus is upon you who want to remove them from power. And believe you me, with all due respect to the Unity Party, they are the big brother here. You are the one who is a major opposition political party. So to topple a ruling establishment, you cannot say you want to remove an establishment in the absence of unity and leadership. And I have criticized the Unity Party because of political preparedness. Look, we saw what happened in Uganda with a young man called Bobby Wine. They launched an operation, said they wanted to remove a dictator. They never had all it takes, the gravitas, to resist, you know, the manipulation of election results from Yoweri Museveni administration. Museveni continued those guys in Uganda and perpetuated his stay in power. Right next door, neighboring Sierra Leone, Julia Malabio, what the world saw and witnessed was the rigging. If you made the photocopying and photoshopping of election results in Sierra Leone, the Americans have condemned that result. But you say you want to topple a young gang of kleptocrats that have siphoned state resources, and you are playing gentleman politics. You are now united, and you wanted to keep massaging your ego and telling you that everything is okay. That come October, that you will defeat Mr. Weir. Look, Pueka, I have already shared tear for my grandmother who is already on hospital, so that when the news of her death comes, I will cry no more, because I know that Mr. George Weah is going to rig these elections, and the opposition must now put in mechanism in place to resist the manipulation of election results and the rigging of election results. You need logistics. How are you going to do that? Ray Lofa, the war room of the Unity Party froze for almost 1 day. Results stopped coming in about their pool watchers. There were allegations that somebody stole $9,000 and their results never came. So you who want to remove Mr. Weah, you have a bigger responsibility. And that is why we come here to remind you of those responsibilities. You may sometimes think that we are extremely critical, but we all love our country. We want to see Mr. Weah be a one-term president. The way in which you do that is for us to look you in the face and tell you the honest truth. If the Unity Party thinks that a formidable force in Montserrado County will be women paid, well, that is up to the UP, and that is a gamble. However, nobody should say on this platform that the Unity Party was supporting Henry Costa 100% for the Senate.
No way.
They never reached a foregone conclusion on that matter.
No.
Elements in the Unity Party, they felt that Joseph Boyka was probably forcing his personal relationship with Costa on them. When Costa went to Morovia, the party refused.
A lot of them fear the dominance of Henry Costa.
Yeah, a lot of them felt that a lot of them they resisted even Costa from using the party headquarters. So because they had their man Lafia Giddens who wanted to contest. And those boys, it was alleged that they were being mastermind about Lafia Giddens. Yeah, they are. Fast forward to the involvement now of Jeremiah Kuhn, who is the newest cash cow. Kuhn now comes to join the Unity Party and makes these kinds of demands. You want to see change, but you Liberian people are not concerned about the quality of leaders that want to go to the legislature. Is that a fundamental problem with you?
Darlington, let me just come in right there. In fact, Bwaka, this is a critical issue in the opposition. We all agree that we are is mismanaging the state. We all agree we don't want to see we are for even one day. But who should replace we are is where the opposition is divided. Because we don't think some of the names we're hearing they represent the kind of change.
Can you imagine the United Party want to rescue the country with Alex Stallard coming from Bombay as Senatorial candidate?
Come on, you got to be
man. And then when we criticize it, they say, oh, and no. Come on. Alex Stallard is supposed to be the one. Do you know that Amajala is back in the United Party?
Yes, Amajala. Look at the man record as the president pro tem. I was a corruption King Kong.
The quality of leadership, the leaders that you want to put to the legislature and Big Brother Gonglo. The Liberian people have repeatedly said, whether it was 2005 up to 2023 now that we are in, they have identified that Liberia's fundamental problem is the national legislature. The legislature has been so corrupt, parochial, selfish in their own interests. The people have identified that problem with the legislature. Now you want to fix a legislature, but you just send all kinds of bankrupt character to the legislature, and you expect that God will give you a Jesus of a president. And he said, only the president can decide where the country will go. Look, I'll be honest to tell you, Bweka and Brother Gonglo, when Mrs. Salif took over in 2005, she has some respect for the legislature. She has some, she wanted to do serious governmental work until she started to bribe them and put money in lawmakers. The moment Ellen started actually forgetting, lawmakers became sensitive to cash. They became extremely corrupt. So you are here. Joseph Bweka is in bed with these thieves that have siphoned state resources, and you believe that when he's president, one man born an honest child, that he will be superly honest. Joseph Bweka is a deacon. The Bible that he believes in said, do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. And you don't want us to tell you these things. For me, we will be like the village old man who will tell the young children, if you have unprotected sex, you will get pregnant. If you don't want to hear, he will tell you. If you all keep on doing business with these bad leaders who are corrupt, who have wasted state resources over the years, the country will continue to remain the way it is, Bweka. And some of us, we want to come back, we want to contribute our quota. But even at a university, even if you teach an ordinary classroom teacher, the young children won't sleep with you for grade. What kind of country is that? That even if you dare to do right, the society resents you and want to flush you out of the system because you are considered, you get Mr. Westside, you're too honest. How many people here even paying attention to some of the things that Brother Tiawan Gonglo is saying? All of the activists in the country, when they put them in jail, the government bring false charges. Who are their lawyer? Gonglo. Whether it is Heron Costa, whether it was Martin Colley, whether it was Mo Ali, all of them.
Whether it was Manikaba Dumont.
Manipake Dumont. So the society must want to do right before the society herself transform. So you can say, oh, Joseph Bweka just honest, like a man born, he's the most honest boy from Foya. No. There is a reason behind, show me your friends and I will tell you who you are. The Bible or the Quran shares a book of wisdom. There's a passage in the Quran, Bweka, Surah Al-Mutakil. It talks about not doing business in fraud, dealers in fraud. People who are fraudulent. You want to make them your friends, and you expect the society to move forward. We'll just come here, elect another 6 years of Liberian people time being wasted. We lost on a generation of doctors and engineers that we are supposed to be training. You think some of us wanted to talk politics as young people when we knew ourselves? We too could have been in the sciences. We could have gone into medicine. But what kind of country, before you go to class to do mathematics and biology and chemistry, the first struggle you have in your belly is that you are hungry, you go to classroom, and then you start to ask the fundamental question. The society is backward. You go to school, there are no laboratories for our students. But the society is just so stagnant. Election in your country, all you concerned about, Bweka, is rescue 1, rescue 2.
Fix one.
two.
Face or two.
Yeah, in our Congress said no bring to business.
And they have no idea on how
that
they
is
want
the
to change
psyche
the
of our
country.
people. Your politics has not been on the issue, but it has been a politics of slogan. You came a man, you came a pa, I will vote for you. You know, boy, your country daddy. Him a parcella, no him a parcella, like the man who won. So for some reason, is it that when we go to elections, our sense of discernment can go to spend time in election time, and then we wonder why the country is the way it is?
Guys, we take the 2 more calls, but before we take the calls, folks, if you are following, the phone lines are still open. You can call me on the WhatsApp number on +231 888 624171 0770 So let's look at the chances of Costa. If even he could have said, "Oh, I'm contesting for the senatorial seat in Montserrado County," was there any chance of him contesting?
The elements of the United Party will resent him.
Yes.
The opposition. Give me a pastor come tomorrow and say you want to run for Montserrado County senator. If he don't fall at the feet of Brecker and kiss his feet and support a presidential ambition, they will fight him viciously. So nobody should come here and waste our time. These United Party elements, I know them. They are not no different. Look, how the UP people can just pin themselves that they are just new group of children that they are man born today. They have power to for 12 years. As equally as we want to criticize Mr. George Weah, we too must look at the excesses in the clusters of the Unity Party.
We know that.
Yeah, but we should also focus on the leadership. The person that was spearheading the affairs of Unity Party by that time.
It's a facade. It's a facade.
The person that was spearheading the affairs of Unity Party at that time, and the person that is spearheading the affairs of Unity Party now. So there are two different
captains. Boyka, you are wrong. That's the same thing. Because
the same ship. Different captain.
On our system of governance, there is no excuse for the vice president. The vice president is an advisor to the president. Okay? Look, in other countries, and even in Liberia, if you have disagreement with the president, you don't have to necessarily go public. You can write your note to the president because you preside over the Senate. You are there in the legislature, you see your proceeding, and even legislative bribery. You can even send a note to the president and say, this whole thing about giving money to the legislature, I think it might derail the honest debate over bills in the legislature. Can we stop that? Because it might just kind of undercut our ability to have citizens participate. You can do that. Is there a record of Ambassador Boyka doing that to President Salih when she started legislative, when she introduced legislative bribery? There's no record of that. So the whole thing that we can just give a blanket excuse to someone because you were just vice president, if the position is so nominal that we don't need it, and that's the excuse of those who want to make someone president, let's eliminate that from the Constitution.
Let's cancel it. They don't fund the office of the vice president.
So there's no need to spend $6 million to pay someone who is totally useless and will do nothing. So let's just
cancel vice president Benny.
Yeah, so Darlington, my question again here is that would there be any change or changes on what we can point out? Is there would there be any difference between a Boyka leadership as a president and a past early leadership as a president they both on the same umbrella Unity Party? Would there be any changes?
No. So I know Darlington will come on it. Let me just chime in on this for a minute. Let me tell you. Obviously, they are two different persons. In fact, on the gender, one is woman, one is man. So that's the first natural difference right there. So there will be obviously they don't speak the same way. Ellen is very eloquent, very articulate. She understands politics. So there's so much differences there. And look, Ellen's style of leadership, she's more proactive. Boyka's style of leadership is more reactive. Look at what happened. Look what happened in Nimba. You have NDR and Unity Party contesting against each other. You look in Lofa, they're contesting against each other. In the Unity Party, there was no basically there was just in some counties there was just stage managed or primary. There was no primary. They just grabbed. So it's like people just brought people they wanted on the ballot and said, "Boyka, that's it." So He's more reactive. He sits and see things happen. He will not talk until he's probably pushed like a toddler, put fire on her before he moves. So he has a different style of leadership. But whether the differences will be positive, I think the verdict is out there. I doubt it. Because of the configuration. Because, for example, Ambassador Boyka, in 2005, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf said very clearly that anybody with tinted record will have no part in my government. When Paul Moluba was nominated, I think somebody brought Paul Moluba initially to even be part of her team, either her transitional team. She rejected Paul Moluba. It caused some stir because Paul Moluba had campaigned, during the campaign when he was placed, somebody pushing on the security detail of the transitional team. She rejected it. Okay. So and some people a little bit nervous. This guy worked so hard. And they're pushing aside. So Ambassador Boyka's mantra is, I will dance with the devil only to get power. So that's a sharp difference right there.
Yeah, but you can rule out that Ellen danced with the same devil that Boyka is dancing with today. If you say that he's dancing with the same devil, so why can we talk about Ellen? Why can't we talk about we are as president?
You want to reach a foregone conclusion now that Joseph Boyka is now an honest man. Because if we have said that Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is characters wise, she's bankrupt, that she's backward. She plunged the country into paralysis and left the country the way it is. And we paint a narrative to the public that Joseph Boyka is extremely upright. You cannot be an upright man and be bear sharing with these corrupt characters because of your unquestionable quest for political power. And let me tell you why I think that if Joseph Boyka and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf will not be any, there will be some slight difference, but I don't think any genuine change will come to our country. It's because of why. Ellen had, like on the ship, Ellen had the same crew members on the vessel. Joseph Boyka, you are telling us he's going to be the captain of the ship, but he had the same crew members. And you said the ship was sail. You know the importance of the crew members on the vessel? The captain don't just, pedal the vessel in any direction. The crew member have a role to play. If somebody is falling off the vessel, they go there in to rescue. They aid the captain.
So it may not be the 100% the same crew member that it may not be 100% the same crew member.
It's the same people, the same remnants of the Unity Party. You said you agree that Ellen did business with Senator Johnson. Isn't Senator Johnson on this vessel? He is. Ellen did business with L.A. Stallor, the most corrupt legislature that Liberia have probably produced in contemporary politics. L.S. Jenican Tyler, probably because they have more concession to review as opposed to where you need to buffer Chima, so we don't see buffer Chima's excesses. But Boyka, we Liberian people, we act like carpenter who see that there is a potential roofing problem, but we hope that when the reading season starts, we'll change the zinc on the roof. Don't put me in that box. I will not be there because I will be there to remind you to say, well, Paul, we're telling you, so many people never wanted to listen to us, and that's how Liberians are. Oh, yeah, Leo, want to do this. And the country will continue to remain the way it is. You will continue to have bad leaders. The Unity Party people, they are not completely honest and upright. These are the same elements. Some of the government officials, they were in position of trust. What kind of leaders they were? What kind of leaders they were? And I agree with Brother Gonglo. If we make these excuses for Joe Boyka to say, the vice president job is just nominal, then please cut waste and abuse in government. Go to the Constitution and repeal the office of the vice president so that we don't have it no more. But the reason why the framers of the law decided that we must have vice president is because they both get elected on the same agenda. They both are held accountable to the same standards, the same rule of thumb. In the case when the president cannot serve, the vice president assumes the office of president. And let me leave Liberian people with this fundamental question. Can Jeremiah Kun on the one be willing to assume the responsibility or office of president for our republic? It's a gamble. Look at Jeremiah Kun. What kind of lawmaker has he been in the legislature? He been in the House of Representatives. He was accused by his own political godfather, Prince Johnson, of going in the budget and manipulating land ministry and agency. He and Thomas Falah, he was Thomas Fowler was chairman on the Ways, Means and Finance Committee. He was co-chair.
Darlington, he was even assistant to Akara's Gray on the impeachment of cabinet on it.
And that is why even the likes of Gray can say, oh, but why are you talking? They were not now completely upright. Because they too were taking shower in the cesspool of corruption. It was okay at the time. You want us to be here in opposition politics, to keep on fighting for you. When it is election time, you gave power to these same corrupt characters. Jeremiah Kuhn, even in the Senate, what kind of senator has he been? His record, his legislative credentials. At least Dillon there, we can further stand out with Dillon. We know some of the things that Darius Dillon have uprightly spoken for, the lines he have drawn in the Senate. Is Jeremiah Kuhn poised to take leadership on the one? I'm not willing to take that gamble. And because old man Joe Boyka is at the twilight of his life, if Grandpa is writing his will as one of the grandchildren in the house, I will be the loudest mouth talking man to say, Grandpa, you are writing this will. We must see what is inside. Because if Grandpa leaves stupid things in that will, we will inherit those kinds of stupid things. And I will not be a part of to say, oh, I trust Grandpa judgment. No, let me be curious. Let me be inquisitive as a young child to say, Grandpa, I think that out here, it don't make sense.
Okay, guys,
I trust Grandpa judgment. Oh, we just leave Grandpa. Oh, really? You want to leave Grandpa?
Hi guys,
Darlington, you are very explosive this morning, man.
People, let's take a few calls. They've been on the line for us this morning. James, good morning and welcome to the show.
Yeah, good morning, brother. I was listening to Mr. Gonglo. I don't know because he was trying to praise Madam Ellen Johnson said that Ellen Johnson said that she's not taking people with tinted character. Ellen Johnson get the greatest tinted character. Then I don't say he wanted your brother to become president, but you should say the truth where the truth belongs. Why you would say Ellen Johnson say he wants somebody with tinted character when no Ellen Johnson gets tinted character? I want people are brought the one get people. They say somebody with tinted character.
But what the woman said now, I didn't say she's no. I didn't say she's clean. I did not say Ellen is clean. I'm saying this is what she said. I'm just quoting her words. I'm not saying she's clean.
Yeah, people are going to please come in listening to you. What you said?
My brother, I did not say Ellen is a clean character in Liberian politics. I'm saying this is what she said openly. Okay? Even a corrupt man can accuse other people of corruption. Okay? That's just what I'm saying.
Okay, come in, James.
He said, according to him, I listened to him clearly. He said, Ellen Johnson rejected Moduba and the poor Moduba also because he had tinted character. So who are Ellen Johnson? Ellen Johnson said, get tinted character. Just say it.
Okay,
everybody listen to you. Everybody.
All right, so James, what's the point here? What's the issue here? It means that others should even
my point.
Yeah.
My point here is don't bring us story that is not truthful. Don't story like that because the story you bring in, he wants people to support his brother. You can't bring the story and say Ellen Johnson rejected Paul Moduba. Paul Moduba had the character. Look at Ellen Johnson. Who are Ellen Johnson? She's not the worst thing character in the Republic of Liberia. So you don't say like that. So you don't support you. Some people don't talk so. Henry Costa is my brother. Most of the time, we hear America goes from program to program. Always attend most of the program. But don't look at the other side too. The person Henry Costa is linking with, which is better than you. He got in that character too.
Okay.
James, I'm not.
James, thank you. Okay, James.
James, let me tell you this. Ellen Johnson Selly, Councillor Gonglo is the last person that Ellen Johnson will support. You know that. So I'm not doing this. I'm not even praising Ellen Johnson Selly. I'm just saying, hey, she said this openly. That's all. I just quoted her. I'm not saying she's the best character in Liberian politics. I'm not even saying that. I've never reached that conclusion and have not.
Okay, let's take somebody on this line again. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, guys. Good morning to the other panelists in studio. You see, okay, I'm Eddie Sharif calling from Painesville. At times, I don't really understand some of the panelists' analysis. But first of all, let me deal with the Costa issue. Costa, if Costa put his hands up today and he want to run against Sir Joseph, trust me, Costa will beat Sir Joseph flat. You think people get time for that thing Sir Joseph doing all around building small roads and things? Where he getting the money from? How he getting the money? When get time for it? So the thing is, when Costa came to Liberia, yes, I agree. People in the United Party never wanted Costa to use the party headquarters. But I can tell you for sure, the decision was made by people that are in power that know Costa going to use the party headquarters. So trust me, I hear the party they're saying when Joe Biden get the power, it's going to be no different from Ellen. It will be different. They are not the same individual. So don't attach things. And you say, okay, Joe Biden taking Ellen's title and people, okay. But there's no time when people come to Joe Biden will go on the air and say, no, I don't need no corrupt person to support me because I don't want to be associated with them. It's wrong. You can't do it.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Let me tell our caller from Pinsville.
Let's take our last caller, then we will wrap it up because we are running out of time. Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, welcome, my brother.
Yeah, I think sometimes for people, how people analyze things is quite different. I listen to Big Brother Congo. He should know very well when he's talking about it. He said, he who comes with equity should come with clean him. At the time during the early government, he should know very well he had 3 of his relatives in the government, nepotism. His brother was a labor minister while his Bongo was a labor minister. At the same time, his labor brother was assistant minister at the Ministry of Labor. That was a nepotism. You shouldn't be coming and be talking about cleaning.
That's not a definition of nepotism.
Hello,
my brother. That is not a definition of nepotism. When you have the authority, you who's speaking now, if you have the authority to give job to somebody, and you give the job to your son, to your cousin, to your sister, to your brother, to your uncle, to your mom, that's nepotism. But in the case you're talking about, you may not know this. I joined the Ministry of Labor under Samuel Kofi Woods. In fact, as Assistant Minister for Administration in 2006. I was there 4 years.
So it means you were there before Councillor
4 years. I was working there.
Right.
No.
All right. So my brother, you listen to him.
Yeah, I come in. The first thing, when you talk about nepotism, he knew very well his little brother was already a assistant minister there.
That's defined nepotism.
Please out of the ministry. But I know you say about assistant minister, your brother said about minister, and your sister was a superintendent in the same government.
Okay.
Then when you go to court, you want to ask that your brother is so clean. There's other people. Don't say that.
Hello, my question. Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. For instance, if you were serving in government, or if you were like the deputy to an institution, and later on they appoint you were serving in that capacity already, and then later on your brother wasn't your elder brother or your little brother was not at that particular institution, but later he or she were appointed as your boss to that particular institution. Were you, as an individual that have been working to that institution, resign from there because you say it's an issue based on nepotism? Will you resign from there?
Okay. It's very simple. The first thing, as you know very well, if I'm speaking about integrity, if I'm speaking about equity, as you know very well, I shouldn't supervise my little brother or my big brother to a ministry I'm going to provide. The first thing I will tell the madam, if I know very well I want to be clean, I want to be truthful, and I know very well I speak about integrity, I will tell the madam, I already got in that ministry. I can't wait to that ministry.
Because you are raising versus nepotism. Now you first agree that was not nepotism. So now he's introducing different variable. That was not nepotism. Not just you words, you don't know the definition.
You see, people are going to asking that question based on issue because I know you will never agree to say yes or no. The issue here is that you said you were working at that ministry, the Ministry of Labor, prior to your brother being appointed as minister. So there will be no Liberian living on planet Earth right now that will be serving in a position. Later on, they say, oh, because your brother or sister is being appointed as minister to serve position, and you say, oh, I will resign. Or the person that is being appointed will say, oh, because my brother is working at that institution, I don't want to go there. Nobody will do such thing. Let's take this person as our loud caller, been calling on back to back. Good morning, welcome.
Morning.
Yeah, morning, welcome.
Yeah, morning, sir. Alex Menebo, calling from Minnesota.
Welcome. You are last caller. Welcome, sir.
Okay. Hi, BK. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. Welcome. You're live.
Okay. I don't know first question. Me a very serious. The Congo brothers, he wanted brother to be president. Maybe he want to be minister of civil president. So I said, well, Congo is not clean. He's not clean. He's not Jesus Christ. I don't want to discuss it. But his brother should not be advocating for it. He's not. He's
but
not.
He has never said he's Jesus Christ.
Right.
Go ahead, my brother. You're live. Mr. Gongolo, just giving the opportunity. You're coming. Hello.
Hello, I'm here.
Yeah, just go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. You are protected.
I'm just making simple statement. I'm saying the Congo brother, this guy that is here, he advocating for the new president. And he trying to inform the Liberian that he's the more clean man. He's not clean.
No,
he has
I
some
never even said that. I never even said that.
Hello. He never said his brother is clean. Even his brother himself never said in any interview that he's the cleanest person in the race. So where or how did he make such a statement? Is there any recording that you have to prove that?
He keeps saying that when he takes power, there will be no corruption in the government. He keeps saying like that the slogan that he's saying. He trying to insinuate. And I tend to agree with him.
All right. Thank you so much. Yeah, people. So we can wrap it up on today's edition of the show. You call us and your parting comment, you can just add up together.
So Boaga, this is quite interesting. You know, the guys in the UP, and I guess to some extent, some of the guys in the opposition, if we're gonna have an honest debate, let's have an honest debate because we want Liberia to get it right in 2023. We have so many changes of government historically, but the question is, have those changes led to a government that is answerable, that is transparent, that laid a solid foundation of governance? No. Every time we make one change, in less than 6 years, we are not satisfied with that change. We want to go another change. But so what we need to do here is to do some deep soul searching. The kinds of people who want to be our leaders, either in the legislature, in the executive, we should critique, look at their records. On their show this morning, I know few of two callers who came last, they tried to, and we never discussed even Costa Show this morning. We discussed the Unity Party, the opposition, the CDC, the case, Guru Mususka case. Those are the issues to look at. But as soon as you touch on the issue of Unity Party, they are so intolerant because they lost power in 2017. They can't wait to come back to begin to mismanage governance process as it did. So anybody who disagree with them, see what they come to do to Henry Costa starting Monday. By the time Costa speaks, see what the UP guys will be doing. In fact, they have been stage managing people to spew out negative or false thing about Costa already. Because they know Costa is going to come out and they know it's going to shift the debate in the presidential race. So we know them. And for me, I have a big chest. I am ready to debate. I have been on the stage. I've been a student activist. I've been a professor at university. And I know Liberian issue. I've been in different political forums, different political discussions, and we can debate this here. My knowledge of contemporary politics in Liberia is very deep. I'm ready to debate the UP guys. Let's go on the record. Let's look on the merits and demerits of the issue. This whole thing about the intrigues about personality thing, let's put that one side. I'm ready to debate this thing. If Councillor Gonglo has things in the cluster like he's claiming, put it out. Gonglo has said clearly that from birth to present, he has made some mistakes as well. He has never said he's Jesus Christ like this guy tried to describe him as Jesus Christ. But he has said, however, that he's not going to put his hand in a cookie jar because he has never put his hand in a cookie jar in public office. When he served government, he only lived on salary. I'm a living witness to that. Whenever he left government, he went broke. When he took his last salary, that was it. Because he does not put his hand in a cookie jar. That is a man record. It's not even me. That's what many Liberians believe. And that's what many Liberians know. Okay? But let's debate the thing. I'll be here tomorrow morning. Go and research and come. Let's debate tomorrow.
All right. We hope to have a person from the Unity Party that will come and you know.
let's make this debate tomorrow.
Yeah, so somebody could come from the Unity Party and then you know, Mr. Gonglo says he's open up to debate. We hope somebody could just inbox me and say he want to come tomorrow on. Then we can add you to the conversation. Yeah, folks, it's been a wonderful time here. This is what we do, and this is what we love doing. Join us tomorrow. We will be here with another fresh edition of the Costa Morning Show. Big Brother Gonglo is here with us, and Darlington was here, and I, Boakai Amara Kamara. So join us tomorrow. We will be back here for some brand new topic again, and it's all about Liberia. Costa have never said that he will attack the Unity Party. Costa said he will be speaking to the nation on Monday at 2 p.m. at the ALP Party HQ there in on the Oro. So watch out for that. It's the news that you should be awaiting what he have in stock that he's come to talk about. And hopefully after he have addressed the press, he will be here on this platform. We have some top questions for him that he will be answering directly on the show. So right after that program on Monday, Tuesday or Wednesday, we hope to have him here on the platform to answer some of our difficult questions, because I know people are going to want to ask some questions.
Oh, yeah, I have questions.
And for me too, I do have a lot of questions to ask him, and we hope Costa will avail himself to answer all of those questions, and later on we'll open the phone lines if you do have some, and he will answer to them. So we await that press conference on Monday, and hopefully Tuesday or Wednesday we'll have him here on the show. Up until then, it's bye-bye from our end, guys. We'll be back here on tomorrow morning on the Costa Show. It's been a wonderful time.